Okay, this is Steve with Apex Home Inspections, and today is Thursday, December 24th, 2015, and I am at 15770 Southwest Highland Court in Tigard. And we're here today to do an inspection of the sewer line. And as you can see, we're out in front of the home. Our sewer cleanout is just to the right of the main entry. There's our front door there. Let's bring the camera all the way around here to the ground. Our cleanout is, it's a 3-inch ABS line, which is a modern plastic. I'm going to go ahead and drop our camera on in there and see if we can't get it pointed in the right direction. Okay, finagled with that camera for just a moment, and we are pointed in towards the street now, so we'll go ahead and zero off our counter in the upper right hand corner of our screen. There we go. And you'll also notice that we've made a transition from black ABS to cast iron, which is a very common transition in a home of this age. 1975 is when this was built. It wasn't until the late 70s or so that it was more common for homes to use a plastic line all the way out to the street. Oftentimes, plumbers would install black ABS plastic, and then excavators or developers would install cast iron line, probably up into the late 70s or so. That was typical. Let's see. As you could tell at the bottom of the screen, the bottom left corner of our screen, you can see there's some water running, and that's because we do have a hose in the cleanout, and the reason for that is so that I can tell the slope or the grade of the pipe. For instance, here you can see that we start diving into some water. It gives me a good indication as to what again, the slope of the pipe is, which is maybe one of the more important aspects to installing a sewer line. So here at about 30 feet, you can see that the pipe is about half full of water. Let's go ahead and push through this. And that way we can see just how far this standing water is. Typically we don't want to see any standing water at all. You'll notice when I push my camera through, that water cleared up, which means that we probably just have something blocking the line. Looks like a piece of paper here. Let's see if we can get that out of the way. In fact, let's pause the video for just a moment. I am going to turn the hose up to full blast and see if we can't clean this out. Alright, so we have water running at full blast. Let's see if that helps things along a little bit. There's our water. Okay, so I paused the video there for just a moment, and we still have a little bit of water in this section of the pipe, so this pipe is probably a little bit lower than there's a little bit of a belly here than the rest of the pipe, a little bit lower than the rest of the pipe, but you can see how it's cleared out. Nice and cleaned out very nicely, actually. So here at about 33 feet, we'll make another transition to a different material. This is concrete. So the note I would like to make here, got a little spider there. The note I would like to make here is that the standing water that we saw before was more than likely because of that piece of paper or plastic, whatever that was. As you can see now, the line looks nice and clean. So it might make sense to have this line jetted or cleaned out, although it looks like running the camera through probably took care of most of that. There's our piece of paper again. This is interesting. We have, looks like some water squirting into the line there. I'm going to turn our hose off for just a minute. We'll see what happens to that water. Okay, I've walked around the corner and I've turned our hose off. So now the source of water that was providing water for us in the beginning here for our inspection, there's that piece of paper again. Our source of water is turned off. Looks like maybe that's a paper towel or something. And so we have this water that is squirting into the line here at about 46 feet. I'm going to pause the video and give it a few minutes and see if it's still there. Okay, so I have paused the video for just about 5 minutes. As you can see, the water that is squirting into this line is still coming in at the same force that it was when we found it. I took the time to locate this and it happens to be about 8 feet off the driveway in the middle of the street. That tells me, unfortunately, that it looks like the city water main may be leaking. I don't have a way to confirm this or not, but it would probably make sense to report it. Let's go ahead and continue on with our inspection, and we'll follow this all the way out to the street, out to the city main. There's our piece of water, or paper again. And here we are. At about 42.5 feet or so, we are in the city main, or rather looking at the city main. And I do think the good news is that our sewer line looks fine. The fact that there's a little bit of water squirting into the side back there, it's whatever that was, 36 feet or so, that does not, in my opinion, suggest that this sewer line is compromised in any way. It just means that there's a lot of water pressure in the city street. So I think at this point we're going to go ahead and close out the video. I'm not going to recommend any further action for the sewer line itself because it appears to be functioning well, but it would make sense to let the city or the appropriate municipality know that there is probably a water leak in the street, and I think that'll be it for this video. Thank you very much.